Hello and welcome to Scale to Seven Figures and our $1 Million Fireside Chat. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor, Virtual CFO with Anavo Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million Mentor. And I am excited you are joining me. Scale to Seven Figures is an interactive group of small business owners in the business to corporate, and business to government markets who are ready to scale their businesses to the next level. Our group is an opportunity to share, learn, and grow together without competition. Each week, I bring tips, tactics, and strategies through our $1 Million Masterclasses and our $1 Million Fireside Chats. If you are not familiar with us, head on over to www.scaletosevenfigures.com and check us out. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our next powerful conversation. Well, hello, and welcome to Scale to Seven Figures and happy Wednesday. Welcome to our January $1 Million Masterclass. Thank you all for joining us. As you know, we are streaming from multiple locations. We are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube. So send me a message in the chat. Just let me know that you're tuning in and where you're tuning in from. Let me know the location where you're viewing us. And also at some point in time, let us know what you're thinking about the topic that we're discussing for today. I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor and Virtual CFO with Anavo Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million Mentor. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So this is not the first Wednesday of the month. As you know, I go live every Wednesday at 4:30. But I am very, very excited to be here with you today. As you all know, 2021 has gotten off to a very, very interesting start. Last week, we experienced yet another time or turn in history with the mobs that were taking over and seizing the United States Capitol, which was completely unbelievable to me. These first 2 weeks of January are all about strategy building for me. I work with a lot of small business owners to help them develop their strategies and their targets, their bullseye for the new year. And that's what we've been working on over the course of the last 2 weeks. And last Wednesday, I had been in a strategy session for a good part of the day, came straight out of that strategy session and had just a few minutes before I had time to prepare for our masterclass. And it seems like the world just completely, broke loose. And I was getting text messages and all types of information and insight of what was going on. And I just couldn't pull myself away from the tube. I was, floored and flabbergasted, and I just couldn't pull myself away. I needed to tune in so I could, kind of get my mind conceptually around what was going on. So we did not have our masterclass last week as we normally had intended, but I am back. I spoke with a small business owner yesterday about how these occurrences are impacting our lives and our businesses. In that instance, as I mentioned, it certainly floored me and it flabbergasted me, but it also took me off of my game just a little bit. But what I am preparing for 2021 is for this to be a champion year. And for that reason, I could not allow those occurrences to stop me, but instead to take the information and allow it to fuel me and prepare me for what's to come in 2021, to identify my place in this space and to make certain that we are continuing to move forward with our mission, no matter what's happening around us. That's what 2020 was all about as well. We experienced a year of complete disruption, but at the end of the day, you have to keep moving with your mission. And so I'm really, really excited to be back here today to deliver our January Masterclass. And so we are going to be talking about just that, how to make 2021 a champion year, because I do believe that there were some seeds planted, some processes put in place, some connections made that set us up to make 2021 and beyond a fantastic year. But before I get started, I want to share an event with you that I have coming up and just tell you a little bit about it in case you are interested in joining us. So next week, next Friday, January 22nd, we will be hosting our very first business retreat, virtual business retreat for 2021. I do these quarterly, and it's an opportunity for small businesses to get roundtable in an intimate setting and map out strategy, address challenges, and keep the needle moving on business. And so we are focusing on the scaling propositions and how to leverage your certifications to create astronomical success in this new year. So certifications like, if you're in the federal government marketplace, certifications like 8A, HubZone, veteran-owned small business, women-owned small business certifications. And if you're outside of the federal marketplace, we're also talking about the women-owned small business certification as it relates to capturing corporate opportunities, and then also minority business enterprise and other certifications at the state and local level to help to scale business. So again, this is being held on Friday, January 22nd. And if you're interested and want to learn more information about this event, please go to www.pulse, P-U-L-S-E, profit, P-R-O-F-I-T, method.com. That's pulseprofitmethod.com to learn more about this event. And so I'd like to, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the topic for today. And always like to start each of our master classes with a quote that is relevant to what we are going to talk about. And so this quote, it comes from the newsletter that I sent out at the top of this month, the very first newsletter of 2021. So if you're not on my newsletter list, please make certain that you capture the link in my LinkedIn bio or on Facebook. You can find it everywhere. Just tune in because I do send out information every single week. But this quote comes from our first newsletter for January, and that is, everything you need to succeed this year, everything you need to succeed this year has already been perfectly woven together. Champions never start at the drawing board. They rewind the tape. And so when you think about, champions like Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan and Serena Williams and some of the others who are out there, they don't go back to the drawing board. They actually go back and rewind the tape. They take a look at the ground that they've already covered. They assess their moves. They assess the moves of others, and they put new strategies in place to perfect those moves. And that's what this year is all about. There are things that you did last year to make certain that you stayed on course. 2020 was a very difficult year for so many businesses in general. It was riddled with challenges, but through the challenges, there were victories and rewards. There was a lot of greatness that came out of 2020. 2020, through all of its revealing aspects, that's what I like to say, 2020 was a year of reckoning and a year of revealing. But what it did is it revealed the framework for 2021 and the next decade to come. And so when we think about some of the things that we built upon in the previous year, here's a couple of things that we looked at. There were certain areas that helped us to create successful pivots, because if we didn't pivot in our business, if we didn't do certain things to make certain that we were aligning with what was happening in the moment, then we were struggling, right? And so there is successful clues, I should say, that are evident in the pivot that was created. There is successful clues in the causes that we fought for at the polls in this recent November timeframe. There's diversity, that this success in the commitments that we created in increasing diversity within our businesses as a result of things that happened last year. There was success that was brought as a result of the financial growth and opportunities and some of the economic relief that was provided to businesses to help keep things afloat. There was success in the markets that have chosen to be or proven to be essential to show that there are certain components in the marketplace that no matter what, these markets will continue to operate, to function, and that they need support. Last year showed success that there is opportunity to create new customers in new markets as a result of the things and the shifts that were happening last year. There was also a success in the technology that was, brought to light in 2020. Technology as it relates to helping us become virtual. When we think about going virtual, and everybody went virtual, to include an organization that we thought would never go virtual, which is the federal government. Technology made that happen. So there's success and clues of success in that. And there's clues of success that were created as a result of the relationships that were built in 2020. And so as you start to think about all that happened in the previous year and where we are right now in this moment in time, and if you happen to still be in business, you are successful. I want you to know that, because we lost quite a few small businesses and some large ones, as a matter of fact, during the pandemic. But what I would like to say, and what I believe, is success does absolutely leave clues, and we just have to pay attention. We have to take some time to settle down and pay attention to the clues that are being revealed to us. There were clues leading up to the pandemic. Honestly, there were clues leading up to it. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we knew that 2020 was going to be a disruptive year. Economists were expecting that the economy was going to take a hit in 2020. We didn't know it was going to be as a result of the pandemic, but there were clues that were leading up to the occurrences that happened in 2020. And there are clues that are of success that were generated through 2020 that are there to help us succeed in 2021. So success for 2020 left a lot of clues for greater successes in 2021 and beyond. I like to say it was the start, the beginning of a new decade. And so what I want to do first is I want to talk about today's topic. Today's masterclass is all about creating and developing a champion year in 2021, making 2021 a champion year. So let's first discuss what a champion is, okay? Let's first discuss what is a champion. So a champion is someone who, I'm sorry, let me start again. A champion is who you are, and it's also what you do, right? So it's the noun and the verb. It's all of those things. A champion is a person who has defeated or surpassed its rivals. It's also a person who supports or defends for a cause. A champion at the end of the day is a winner. A champion is a winner. And so throughout the course of 2020 and at the end of 2020, I made some predictions for 2021. I made a lot of predictions for 2021. And I'll just go through some of them. If you want to know what they all are, then I would say take a look at our YouTube page or check us out on LinkedIn to see the replay from our year in review in our 2020 predictions recording. But there's a lot that I predicted. So first of all, the first prediction is to keep Joe Biden and Kamala Harris at the top of the watch list, because they're going to be making moves that are going to be so extremely important and critical to where we're going in this next year, this current year, and in the coming years. So they're going to be making moves that are going to be extremely critical to you, to your business, and to your life. So pay attention. Another prediction is, and I think this is no secret, but healthcare is going to be a very, very significant concern. Education is going to be a concern. Technology is going to be a concern. for the government. And as I like to say, leadership sets the tone. We are feeling it. We've been feeling it for a really long time, that leadership sets the tone for all that happens in the country itself. It trickles down. And so with that being a topic of focus and concern coming into the new administration, you can expect that there will be money flowing in those areas in 2021. And those are areas that you want to keep on your watch list. Engagement in virtual environments is going to continue to be a thing. And while I do believe that we will get back to face-to-face meetings and face-to-face events, they're going to be very different. It's not going to be the same as it had been in the past. And so expect that those things to occur, and expect to create some opportunities as a result of those changes. Technology, cybersecurity, digital entertainment, all those things are going to be of major concern in the marketplace in 2021 and beyond. So those are just a few of the 20 plus predictions that I made for 2021. So like I said, check out our year-end recording to see what other predictions we had. But to make 2021 a champion year, what do you need to do? What do you need to do to make 2021 a champion year? So let's start talking about those things right now. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. All right, so I can't find my screen. There we go. All right, so the first thing that you need to do in order to make 2021 a champion year is you must know where your focus should lie as a business owner. What should you be focused on? What is your bullseye? How should you keep the needle moving and keep the train moving? Keep your business moving in a progressive fashion at the speed that it is supposed to move and operate. And so part of this is making certain that you shed some of the things that you're focused on right now that really are not of importance for you as a CEO of a growing business. So what you see right now on the screen is our business growth framework. And when we take a look at the businesses that grow from the inside out, that create long-lasting, sustainable, profitable growth over the long haul, all the way to legacy, these are organizations that are focused on some key and critical components, and then everything else gets delegated somewhere, somehow, or just gets shed altogether. And so when you take a look at this business framework, essentially there are 4 key areas that you should be focusing in on right now and throughout the course of this year as you continue to move forward to create a champion year. So the first thing is your mission. If you have no idea where you're going this year, if it's kind of, I kind of think we're going to do this, or I have some idea we're going to target these areas, or I think I want to generate a little bit more revenue, that's not enough to move the needle. You need to focus in on your mission. You need to focus in on the vision. You need to focus in on why you're in the game, who are you serving, and why are you serving them, and break down exactly who you're going to target. So you should be focusing in on your mission as the highest order of priority right now. Then you should be focused in on your marketing. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about marketing and some of the things that I think you need to do as it relates to making 2021 a champion year. But one of the key focus areas, once you've addressed your mission, is to then focus in on your marketing, which then will give you the opportunity to focus in on your numbers. Guys, if you didn't learn anything else from 2021, it is that your money matters. Your money matters. A lot of businesses learned a very, very costly lesson last year. In my book, I talk about organizations who operate their business based upon their bank account and their tax return. And while those 2 things are extremely important, they are not the end all or be all of money. There are other key components of money that you should be monitoring on a regular basis. And if you're not monitoring them, then you are failing the business. And so as CEO, you want to make certain that you are focusing in on those things. So most certainly you want to focus in on revenue generation and the growth of your top line. You want to focus in on preserving bottom line profitability. You want to focus in on driving your mission so that the money that you're generating is fueling that mission. You want to focus in on building equity in your business that then ultimately allows you to increase your cash flow. But guess what? You should be looking at this stuff every single month. You should be monitoring these things every single month, because money is a tool that is going to help you create the investments that you need in order to continue to build the business asset that has value that leads to legacy. And so you need to pay attention to the value of your money on a regular basis. And it doesn't just boil down to what's in the bank and how much tax you have to pay. It doesn't boil down to that at all. It boils down to all the other things that happen in between. Your pricing, how effective is that? Is it profitable? How does productivity drive your numbers? All these things are extremely important. And if you're not looking at them on a monthly basis, then you're missing the mark. And a lot of companies learned that lesson last year because they were not able to get economic relief because the government was evaluating those numbers that were never evaluated. And a lot of companies got left high and dry. So the third area that you should be focusing in on as CEO is your money. And then the last area that you should be focusing in on is management and building capacity. Building capacity. Why build revenue if you're not going to build the capacity to support that revenue? So you want to make certain that you are focusing in on those 4 key areas. The next thing you should be focusing in on is your positioning. Where do you land on the map? And what I'm showing you here on the screen right now is the scale, the levels of scaling that businesses go through as we see it. These are the scaling levels that we've created, that we've generated as a result of having worked with so many companies over the course of the last 24 years now that I've been in business. And what we've identified are different phases that companies go through. Now, what you need to understand is Rome was not built in a day. It just wasn't. And there are some companies that will go from launch to legacy. They'll go from launch to making millions and millions of dollars in a quick moment. But when you take a look at those organizations that move that quickly, eventually you start to look at them and say, were they a one-hit wonder because they're not around anymore? A lot of times those organizations who meet the market and beat the market at rapid speed, at the speed of light, they had a strategy to be purchased. Their objective was to be acquired very quickly so they could go and do the same thing with another business. So these are companies that I call flippers. These are organizations, business owners who just want to flip companies, right? So if you're not in the business of flipping companies, if you're in the business of growing and building sustainable growth and building your value to legacy, then these are the 6 phases that you would go through. And so when you take a look at the 6 phases, launch, livelihood, lifestyle, leverage, latitude, and legacy, you have to know where you exist. Where do you sit in that scale? Where exactly, and be honest with yourself, where exactly do you sit? And then that should then help you understand the things that you need to do, the things you need to put in place, the moves you need to make in order to make this a champion year to help you get to the next level. So that's the next thing, is to make certain that you know where you stand. The next thing is to make certain that you give others. I'm sorry. You must give what you must give to others. You must give to others what they are dying for. Give to them what they are dying for, instead of trying to give them what you are dying for them to have. So gone are the days of force feeding or spoon feeding marketing to prospects. You have to give the market what they are dying for. And so over the course of the last, I don't know, several years, there's been a huge rush on teaching, learning, but there's been not as much hands-on consulting. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses have, retreated to strategy instead of the tactical and execution side of things. But at the end of the day, that's what your customers need right now. They need you to get involved in the execution, in the tactical aspects. You can't just be strategic now. You have to roll up your sleeves and give them what they're dying for instead of giving them what you want them to be dying for, right? And so just make certain that you are doing that as well. The next thing is you want to make certain that you are amping up amping up the fuel behind your marketing efforts. So what does that mean? It means gone are the days of just posting on social media. Gone are the days of just, sending emails with your capability statement. Gone are the days where you're just providing information. You have to put some fuel behind your marketing efforts. So what does that mean? It means you're going to have to pay to play. It means that it's time to start putting money into investing into establishing a marketing budget. And I'm going to share with you in a few minutes some of the things that we're doing, but think about ways that you can seriously advertise. Maybe think about ways that you can start to build a business development team. But now is the time to start fueling that business, that marketing engine. The next thing is you must understand the new flow of money. You have to understand the new flow of money. Money is not going to flow the same way that it has over the course of the last 4 years, for sure. It's not going to flow the way that it has over the last 10 years. Money is going to flow very differently. We got a sneak preview of that in 2020. And so what you want to be able to do right now at the top of the year is to start to understand how money is flowing this year and be prepared. Start mapping out your action plan as to how you are going to get into the money flow. Okay. So that's the next thing that you need to do to make certain that this is a champion year. The next thing you want to make certain that you're doing is you want to be open to aggressively establishing strategic partnerships. Be open to aggressively establishing strategic partnerships. I'm going to tell you what, there's going to be a whole lot of opportunity. I had a conversation with the client earlier today, just before this session, and we talked about the fact that there's going to be so much work waiting for businesses to capitalize on because there's been so much time that has lapsed. There's new policies coming into place. There's certain things that are vulnerable right now in this moment in time, and those things need to be shored up. And the only way to do that is to start to outsource and look to bring in businesses to help resolve those issues, those problems. And so what I expect will happen is that there's going to be a lot of opportunity out there, but the only way that you'll be able to capitalize on opportunity is to partner with other people, right? You cannot do it all. I predict that there's going to be some bundling of opportunities. So where companies and organizations may have procured certain goods and services as a one-off, they're going to start bundling them together so that they're getting multiple things at one time. And that's typically going to be the most effective and efficient way to try to get things done. So in order to do that, in a lot of cases, small businesses don't have all of the disciplines to be able to execute on all of the things that are going to go into these contracts. So establishing strategic partnerships is going to be critical. The other thing that I think is going to be critical is that you start thinking about, and you'll start to see this happening, mergers and acquisitions. Companies will start to merge together. You'll start to see joint ventures increase in number. And then you're also going to start to see acquisitions happening. Some companies will begin to buy up the competition. I always like to say, why bid when you can buy, right? So why bid when you can buy the competition? So just buy the contract. And that's what a lot of companies are going to do. So larger companies are going to be in acquisition mode. And guess what? So are some of the smaller companies. It is right now a buyer's market. It is a buyer's market. And the reason why it's a buyer's market is because so much value was lost in 2020. And so companies, a lot of business owners, they need to exit. They are not able to sustain beyond 2020, and they don't feel that they can be effective. And the only way they can exit is to lower the value of the business itself, the business asset. So start looking for those things. Those are going to happen. It happened in 2013. It happened in 2008. It's going to happen again now. The next thing is to make certain that you are ready to scale. In other words, you need to put capital in place. You have access to capital to prepare for your scale. You're going to have a 2021 champion year. And what that means is you're going to build capacity. You're going to hire people. You're going to increase your revenue. You're going to increase your opportunities with your customers. And in order to do that, you need to have access to capital. Guys, do not wait. Do not wait until the day that you need it. Because if you wait until the day that you need it, you will not receive it. It is going to be far more difficult to receive capital when you need it than it is today. So start working on relationships with your bank. Start building the pathway to working capital now. And guess what else? The Small Business Administration has, as a result of the pandemic, they have put certain measures in place where they've relaxed and relieved some of the requirements of the SBA lending programs. So capitalize on that right now. Credit scores, acceptable credit scores are lower. The amount that you can receive is higher. The interest rates are great. So capitalize on that right now. Right now. Now is the time. Now is the moment to capture that because you're going to need it. Trust me when I say that. Get it now and be prepared for when the scale happens, when the capacity is built, and now you have the measures in place. So start talking to your bankers about that right now. The next thing is you must advance into new and possibly intimidating spaces. So what that means is you got to scale your opportunities. You have to scale your opportunities. You got to stop playing small. The only way you're going to make 2021 a champion year is to take a little risk, stick your neck out a little bit, and explore opportunities that are greater than the ones that you've done, that you've experienced previously. That may mean working with a larger organization. It may mean spreading your reach and expanding into other territories. It may mean adding a new competency. Whatever it means, 2021 is the year to do it if you're looking for 2021 to be your champion year. And then the final thing is you must put your A team in place. You must put your A team in place and you must put them to work. So who is your A team? Your A team is your banker. They're your insurance broker. They're your business advisor. They're your tax accountant, your attorney, and your human resources consultant. That's your A team. They don't necessarily have to be inside your business, but they should be hugging your business. They should be available. You should have a relationship with this team so that when you need them, you can connect with them. You should be engaging with them throughout the course of the year. But guess what else your A team is good for? Your A team is good for making referrals and recommendations. So when you start to look for new opportunities, you're looking for new clients, you're looking for new partners to go to market with, your strategic partner. So your A team, they have clients that are like you that they can introduce you to. So put your A team to work. Share your vision with them, share your strategy with them, connect with them, and let the magic work. Let the magic work. One of the things that we do with the clients that we work with is we make connections. That is one of my objectives, is to build a small business community where the small businesses in that community can work and partner with one another. They can work, they can go to market on certain opportunities together, or they can hire one another to get the job done. And it's working. It's working. My clients are working together. So I want you to know that your A team should be a resource to help you scale. And it's time for you to start putting that A team in place. So those are the things that you need to do in order to make certain that you are preparing for a champion 2020 year. And so, how do we measure? How do we measure as it relates to creating a 2020 year? So, I want to share with you the things that we're doing here at A Novel Transformation Solutions, some of the behind the scenes things, so that you know that I'm not just talking this talk, I'm walking the walk too. I'm doing the thing, right? I'm not just sharing with you some of the things that you should be doing, I'm executing as well. So, how do we measure up as it relates to creating a 2021 champion year? So, here we go. The first thing that we are doing is we are focusing on building legacies. That's it. That's all our focus is. And so we created a program 2 years ago called Legacy Builders Business Accelerator. And this year we're focusing in on that. That's it. We're focusing in on building legacies. That's the only thing that we're zeroing in on. And so you will hear more about that, but that's our focus. The next thing that we're doing is that we are approaching latitude. In this business, we are, when I say look at the focus area, and know where you are on the map, we are at latitude. And so our next move is towards legacy. Well, so we're straddling between lifestyle and latitude and moving towards legacy. And so I know exactly where we stand. And so what we're doing right now is we are building up key positions. We are hiring key positions to help to elevate me and to help to execute upon some of the things that we do for our clients. And so we are very excited about that. The next thing is we are focusing in on creating intimate strategy and fiscal monitoring for our clients. So as a part of the Legacy Builders Business Accelerator, we are intimately working with business owners to make certain that they are monitoring their numbers and that they're marrying their numbers with their mission and continuously going back through that cycle every single quarter. And so that's what we're doing with our clients. We are fueling our marketing with ads. So we've zoned in on a few things over the course of the last couple of years. This past year, we started this show and we branched out across social media platforms. Now it's time for us to put some money behind all of that. And we are fueling that by adding paid advertisement as a component of our marketing efforts. We are focusing in on the moves of Joe and Kamala. Let me tell you, when I say I'm watching the flow of money, I'm watching the flow of money. And guess where I'm going to be? Right inside that flow. So I'm watching what they're doing. We are increasing our opportunities to support more companies within the healthcare space, within the information technology space, and within the diversity and inclusion space. So we're looking to acquire more clients in those areas to help them continue to build strategy, be strategic, to create their champion year, and to also continue to further their fiscal opportunities. We have some pretty cool partnership opportunities that are on the horizon, and some of those I will share as time comes by. So we're already in discussion with a few organizations. But in the meantime, we will continue to partner with organizations like the Small Business Administration, the Small Business Development Center. If you don't know, I'm a counselor for the Small Business Development Center, which is helping small businesses manage through the pandemic. And then we will also continue our partnership with our local Chamber of Commerce. Those are very critical partnerships for us. And then we have others that are coming as well. We are amping up our line of credit. So we've always had a line of credit in place, and I review our line of credit needs every single year. And this year is no different. We are amping up, but guess what? We are taking advantage of the Small Business Administration programs that are out there right now so that we can be ready for the other things that we talked about that are happening within a Novel Transformation Solutions, and we're prepared for that scale. And then we are advancing into intimidating spaces. So I can't share any more details on that right now, but understand that we're coming for you. If you're a large organization, we're coming for you. We have, again, through our strategic partnerships that we're creating, we have some really great opportunities that are coming up on the horizon. And then our A team has always been in a position. And I've never ever devalued the need for an A team. And so my objective this year with my A team is to get them round table more frequently, where we are not just one-on-one conversing with one another, but as a group conversing with one another. And the reason why I expect to see that I'm moving towards making that happen is because I honestly believe that there's power in numbers. The more people you have around the table to support you, in your vision and your mission, the more successful you will be. So those are the things that we have going on in 2021 to make this a champion year. And I think that, when I think about it, I think we're doing pretty darn good. We have a year that is going to blow us out of the water, and I can't wait to make it happen. So I'm going to tell you to get ready to make your year 2021 a champion year. Measure your goals against your champion moves and see what shifts. And that would help you understand some of the things that you need to put in place to continue to forge forward. Now is the time to do it. Now is the time to do it. Get ready to scale your way to legacy, because that is what this is all about. So I said a lot. I said a lot today. This is a whole lot of information, and I hope it was useful. We just can't sit and let things happen to us. That's not what business is all about. Business is designed, or meant to be, I should say, meant to be a proactive engine building value and moving forward. It is not designed, or should not be designed, to be proactive, where you're just sitting a sitting duck waiting for things to happen and you react to those things. No, we can't do that. You can't be successful in that capacity. So I'm going to once again invite you to participate in our virtual retreat that is coming up. This is our first opportunity to sit roundtable with small business owners this year to start to build out some effective strategies to make 2021 a champion year. And so if you're interested in joining us, it is January 22nd. It's an all-day virtual retreat. I have 2 experts that will be joining me, and we are mapping out strategy to leverage certifications. In addition to that, I have a small business roundtable that will join us at the end of the day to talk about how they've created success. And I'm talking about two of them were on the Inc. 5000 this year. They made it to the Inc. 5000 list as a result of some of the things that they've done to leverage their certifications. So they will be joining us at the end of the day to talk about their experiences and some of the things that companies can do to leverage the certifications effectively, to scale, to move the needle on business, and to increase that capacity. So I hope that you will join us on the 22nd. In addition to that, I will be back next week. With a special conversation about ways to get in the flow of money under a new administration. Next Wednesday, I think. Yeah, next Wednesday is Inauguration Day. And I am going live at 4:30 next Wednesday. And I'm going to be talking about the ways that you can position your business to capitalize and capture opportunities under a new administration. I can't tell you how many administrations I've been through since I've been in business, but I'm going to tell you, with each one of them, I've captured new opportunity. and I'm going to share with you the things that I think are critical and important and have been successful for me as well as successful for many of our clients. So I want to thank you guys today for joining me this evening for another $1 Million Masterclass. And I hope to see you back here next week. I hope this information was useful. If you did find it useful or helpful, please, please, please share it with other people, tag your friends, send people to our YouTube page or find us on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'd love to engage and connect with individuals. Also, we have a Facebook group. I don't talk about that very often, but we do have a Facebook group. It's called Scale to Seven Figures. And if you want to join in the conversation in our group, if you want to talk to me more, then please join the group. I would love to see you there. And until next time, I am Lisa Anderson, Strategic Business Advisor and Virtual CFO with a Novel Transformation Solutions and your $1 Million mentor. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.